Shalom. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, Ruel. Peace and salutation, brother. Hopefully, pushing His word, the truth is sincerity. Alright, this video here is get acquainted with being a loser. Alright. So, pretty much is get used to being a loser, because being a loser on this side is to be a winner in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, because you're going to have to lose or let go of the things of this world or this kingdom in order, if you want the things of the kingdom of heaven. But if you want to hold on to this, you can lose out on the kingdom of heaven. You can lose out on eternity, the good things, the new bodies, the being in the glorious state, for simply just everlasting shame and everlasting contempt. Okay, but look at the men of old, such as Noah, Abraham, Lot, Moses, Enoch, just to name a few. And ultimately, Yahweh Shai, they literally lost in order to win. They were acquainted with being a loser. They were a loser. They were losers on this side. Okay. But the funny thing about it is they might have been losers on this side, but look at the glory that they'll have for eternity that they got to look forward to. All right, but you got to get used to losing if you want to win. So you're gonna take a lot of L's over here. All right, so get used to it, get acquainted to it. All right. Let's see. We're going to go to Hebrews chapter 11. All right, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 24. It says, by faith, all right, through faith. Matter of fact, let's start at the top. Before we skip down. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. Okay? So you obtain a good report through faith. And that's how the elders obtained it. And that's the same thing. That's how we obtain it. Why? Because the things that are written aforetime were written for our learning. So all those things in which the elders went through, as far as these men that we read about, that's for our learning, to see how they dealt with these situations, how they increased their faith. But I'm skipping down to verse 24. It says, by faith Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. Okay. And then it says, verse 25, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Hey, Moses had it all. What did he do? He lost it. He gave it up. He became a loser. All right. And also he knew who he was. Although he was raised up under Pharaoh, he knew who he was. He knew he wasn't one of them. He knew he knew them were his people that were being afflicted, that was in captivity, that was in slavery under the Egyptians. He knew that them were his people. All right, this is Exodus chapter 2, verse 11. And it says, and it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown that he went out unto his brethren. See, he knew that the Hebrews that were in captivity under the Egyptians were his brethren, and looked on their burdens, and he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew, one of his brethren. He reiterates it. And he looked this way and that way, and when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. Okay, now he looked out and seen the Egyptians basically beating one of his brethren, and it hurt him. He felt them, because he knew, hey, them my people. That could be me. Okay, but He refused to continue on with this state of being, as far as his status that he had in Egypt through being, Pharaoh's son, Pharaoh's daughter's son. Okay. I'm gonna read again. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. See, what we got here is for a season, but the kingdom of heaven is eternal. Okay? So that's why you got to lose on this side to gain that. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 17. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with the Mashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. So the same way Yahushua suffered, we might suffer with him. Okay? Why? Check this out. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Once again, this kingdom has an expiration date. This kingdom is temporary. The kingdom of heaven is eternal. It's forever. It's everlasting. It's never ending. So it should be a no-brainer. You have nothing to look forward to here. Nothing but death and continual suffering and affliction. Okay? But this is 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. What is that eternal weight of glory? That penny that we're working for, that kingdom of heaven. That's what I keep reiterating. While we look not at the things which are seen, don't look at what you see right now, because what you see right now will deceive you. You'll think that you're winning, but you're really not. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. That's why you have to be a visionary. You have to have the vision. You got to be able to see the kingdom of heaven. Like when we read these scriptures, we read the description of the kingdom. We read having our enemies under our foot, and them as being our footstools, and us being above all the other nations on the planet Earth, and us getting the inheritance. We can see it. We can feel it. We can damn near taste it and smell it. That's how much we see this thing. That's how much of a visionary we are for the kingdom of heaven. All right. This is Luke chapter 17, verse 33. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. And whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. And it's talking about this life here. Okay? What are you preserving? Because this life brings, once again, it brings continual sickness, death, wickedness, all things that are contrary to the Most High. What is this to live? What is this life? What are you saving? Because there's nothing to save. Matter of fact, especially where we are now, it ain't nothing to save at all. This is John 12:25. He that loveth his life shall lose it. You love this life, you're going to lose it. And he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. So if you hate your life, you'll keep it. That don't mean you go around walking today, woe is me, man. I hate my life, man. I just want to die. I hate everything. I hate, No, it ain't talking about that. It's talking about not putting your all into this kingdom here. Okay? How there's a saying in the world, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, we putting all our eggs in the basket of Yahweh Shai. Every egg we got going in that basket. Okay? Because if you love this life and you want to preserve this life here, you ain't gonna have nothing. It's gonna disappoint you. Because you gotta remember, look around. I asked all y'all, whoever listening to watching this video, look around. Look at everything you see. Look to your left, look to your right, look to your upper, and look to your lower. Everything you see is gonna be burned up. Okay? Everything you see is gonna be burned. Alright, back in Hebrews 11, verse 26, it says, esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. This was talking about Moses. Matter of fact, I'll just start over. Hebrews 11:24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season, esteeming the reproach, putting on high the reproach of Hamashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. So we understand that the reproach of Yahushua is greater than any of the riches here. For he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. Verse 27. By faith, once again, he forsook Egypt. He left it off. He gave it up. He became a loser. Not fearing the wrath of the king. So don't fear the wrath of Esau. For he endured as seeing him who is invisible. See that? That's what we looking forward to. Okay? So don't fear the wrath of the king. Because what? Fear not the one that can kill the body, but fear the one that can kill the body and destroy the soul in hell. Okay? It's Revelation chapter 12, verse 11. And they overcame him. Who did they overcome? Who did they overcome? Esau, Edom, and his beast system. Okay? And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. Okay? You don't love your life on this side. You don't preserve your life on this side. Okay? If you gotta go, you gotta be a martyr. Hey, you gotta go. You gotta be a martyr. It is what it is. That's what's written in the story. Now, once again, it's easier said than done. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. Hey, if my time card gotta be punched and the Lord want me to clock out, that I ain't saying I'm gonna fight the clock out or fight to stay clocked in, but because we want to live to see Yahweh Shai come back in the chariots, with the host of heaven. We want to see that, but if Most High has it written in my story to clock out before then, hey, I gotta punch that time clock. And I gotta stay diligent and fervent all the way up until the end. Okay, but this was just a quick lesson on that. Being a loser. Get acquainted with being a loser, but why? Because you've got to lose in order to win. Okay. So call all y'all about Shema Shai, about Shema Kakodash. Hope you're edified. Shalom.